Whenever you decide to become a data engineer, you will find out there are so many different things you need to learn. The big data landscape is huge and it becomes difficult to decide what to learn and what to pick first. One thing that is common is learning programming language, and as a data engineer you have three choices: Java, Scala and Python. Confusion people have is that what language they should learn first and which language is best for data engineers. So in this video I want to mainly focus on removing your confusion around programming language, the real world use cases behind it, how data engineers use different programming language in their day-to-day work and many more. Here's the thing, each of these programming language has their own use cases and there is no direct comparison which one is better. So it is really important to understand the real world use case behind it, and if you are interested in working in that particular sector then you can choose programming language based on that. Try to understand each and every point I'm trying to say here, because if you skip something then you might miss out on some of the important information. Before learning programming language, it is really important to understand the fundamentals of programming language, because once you understand the fundamental of programming language then it becomes really easy to learn any programming language available in the market. You pick up any programming language and you will find that most of them have similar fundamental concepts. The syntax and the way we write the code might be different, but the key concept of the programming language will be the same. So here are some of the fundamental concepts that are common across different programming language. Variables, where you can store your values. For some language you need to define the type of the variable, and for some language it is based on the value you assign. Data types, there are different data types available such as integer, float, double, boolean, etc. You will find these data types in all the languages with different sizes and names. Basic operators such as plus, minus, multiplication, division, etc. Conditional statements such as if, else, or loops such as for loop, while loop, etc. Exception handling, creating function and built-in data structures. These concepts are common across most of the programming language you will work on. So it is really important to understand these things first. So whenever you decide to learn any programming language, it is really important to understand and learn these fundamentals, because once you clear these fundamentals, then no matter which language you work on, you will always have idea what is happening behind the scene. Now coming back to programming language for data engineering, as we discussed, we have three choices: Java, Scala and Python. So let's discuss each of them in detail and try to understand what is the real world use case behind it. So let's start with the Java. What is Java? Java is an object-oriented programming language developed by James Gosling in early 90s. They wanted to mainly develop this language for digital devices such as TV, set-top boxes, etc. At that time C++ was used everywhere, but due to memory and other issues they decided to work on Java. It's been more than 20 years and Java is still used in many different applications. You can use Java for so many applications. You can develop mobile application, web application, automate some of your work, develop games and many more. There's a reason people use Java is because it is easy to learn and the syntax is also quite simple. Java is an object-oriented programming language. The language is robust. It means it supports garbage collection and exception handling, so you can easily save memories and reduce errors in your code. It is also platform independent, so you just have to write your code once, and if you have Java installed then you can run your code in any machine. More than that, it has good performance and you can even write multi-threaded and distributed application, which is really important for big data space. The reason you see Java is included as a skill for the data engineers is because most of the open source applications are written in Java. Hadoop ecosystem has so many different components and everything is built on Java. You can go on GitHub and check the code base and you will see everything is written in Java. With Hadoop there are many different tools that are written in Java such as Apache Spark, Flink, Storm and many more. These tools are open source and many companies who want to process and use the data started using these tools. You don't have to pay for these tools because they are open source, so you just need people who can understand Java and work with these tools. And this is the reason why there are so many different opportunities available for Java developers in data engineering space. Many companies are still using Java and their entire code base is built on Java, so they only need people who can help them to manage and build something on top of their current system. If you know Java, then most of the time you will be working on open source technologies, adding new features, managing the current system. Again, it depends on the company you are working in and what kind of problem they are trying to solve. So if you are interested in working with the open source technology or want to make contribution, then Java is a good way to go. In my data engineering career, I worked with the Java a lot of time. Once I had a client who had his entire code base written in Java and he wanted to develop some application on AWS Kinesis. He wanted to write the producer and consumer code. Producer generates data and consumer consumes data to do some work on top of it. Java still has good scope, and if you already know Java, then you will find so many different opportunities in data engineering. Second programming language on the list is Scala. Scala and Java are quite similar. The name Scala stands for scalable language. The language is so named because it was designed to grow with the demand of its user. Scala was born in early 2000. It was not popular initially, but these days it is getting more popular and many companies are keeping their eye on it. One of the reasons for this is Microsoft Azure's heavy investment in data engineering tools such as Databricks and Spark. Spark is actually written in Scala under the hood. So even if you are writing your notebook in Python or SQL syntax, Scala fuels the underlying engine. There are so many popular tools and frameworks written in Scala such as Kafka, Akka and Play. There are so many big companies that are using Scala for their day-to-day data engineering work such as Netflix, Spotify, Twitter, Airbnb and many more. But why these companies are using Scala on the first place? If we look at these companies, they all have one thing in common. They are all continuously processing huge amount of data. There are so many different reasons to learn Scala, such as it has good community, so if you get stuck somewhere you can easily ask for the help online. It is also type safe language. So in some language, let's say we are trying to add two variables, integer 5 and string 5. So if it is type safe language, then you will get an error, but if it is not type safe, then you will get output as 55. The language will automatically convert integer value to string. There is a good video on this topic by Zach Wilson. If you want to understand more about Scala in data engineering space, then you can watch that. I will put the link of that video into description. And the last and number 3 on the list is we have Python. Python is one of the most popular programming language worldwide and it has many different applications. Python is a go-to language for data scientists and data analysts. It is also branded as a language of data and also used in data engineering space a lot. In my 3 to 4 years of data engineering career, I spent most of my time writing Python code and doing some application. Most of the tools such as Spark and Hadoop supports Java and Scala natively, but they also have the APIs and function that you can use to write your code in Python and do the work. So if you write the Spark code in Scala, then you can also write the PySpark code in Python. Apache Airflow is written in Python. It is an open source workflow management platform. It also allows you to programmatically author and schedule workflow processing sequences, and then you can monitor it via Apache Airflow user interface. The reason to learn Python is pretty simple. It is easy to learn. The syntax is quite easy. So if you are a beginner with the programming language, you can easily get started. Python also has a lot of frameworks and different packages that you can use to make your work faster and efficient. Writing ETL job, automating some of the work, building data pipeline, and there are so many different things you can do using Python. This is the reason I always tell people who are just getting started to start with the Python, because it is quite easy to understand and you can easily get into data field. Again, the goal of this video was to just give you a summary of different language and how they are used in the data engineering space. There is no direct comparison that which language is better. It mainly depends on your skill set and what type of work that you are interested in working on. So if you have good points in your mind, then you can comment it out. And as always, thank you for watching this video and don't forget to like this. And if you are new here, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.